Hello, I'm Slam Tilt. Russell speak. That's my birth name, but Slam Tilt is the name I use when I'm creating tables for Future Pinball. At the moment I'm at work at Highway Pinball. I'm at my desk, my workstation, in my own office, and what I want to do now is just want to give you a quick tour of the factory, but I'm not going to give away too much. Don't want to show too much because it's a top secret information, need to know basis and all that, you know. So I'll just show you a very quick glimpse of where I'm working. Then I'll come back here and I'll show you my workstation and I'll show you a few things that I'm working on at the moment, so you've got an idea of what old Slam Tilt is up to these days. Because I have been pretty busy. I do work very long hours. Spend most of my time in this little corner of the world here in South Wales. So anyway, come back to me in about 10 minutes time and I will explain exactly what I'm doing at the moment, and it's all very exciting, I must say. And so, the main advantages of working for a pinball company is there's no shortage of pinball games that I can actually get my hands on and play. Now this is good when I'm creating my Future Pinball recreations because you really get a feel for how the ball and the game plays on a real table. Whereas before I had no idea, I was just making it up as I went along. So what I can do now is I can play tables like this and study how the ball comes off the flippers, how the ball is aimed off the flippers, how the ball reacts when it hits the in and out lanes, how it reacts when it hits plastics, metals, how the lights illuminate the playfield, just generally how the whole game feels, and I will try and create the same effect in the simulation. Also, it gives me an opportunity to capture realistic sounds, like hitting the ball up this ramp will create a very realistic sound of a ball travelling along a ramp and then dropping down onto the playfield. I can capture every sound on any table really that we have in the factory, and it makes a massive difference. When you're actually playing the simulation, you actually hear the real mechanical sounds. When the ball leaps and drops and hits metal, hits plastic, even when it leaps up and hits the playfield glass, which it does on real tables. It just makes a big difference. Other tables that we have at the factory is this pretty terrible condition Terminator 2, which has seen much better days. But you know, I built the Future Pinball version, and playing the real thing for the first time, it's not the best example of T2, but just playing it allowed me to make the modifications that I needed to do to make the Future Pinball version a little bit more realistic. Dr. Dude, which is a really fun table, and I captured a lot of mechanical sounds from this table because I was able to take the glass off and I just threw the ball around the table, and most of the mechanical sounds that you hear in my Ultimate Edition tables I captured from this Dr. Dude table. Other tables we have Red and Teds Roadshow, and this is Stern's Dracula. Now this is a good example of an old style table, you know, with no fancy ramps. It's just old school flippers and bumpers and targets. But it allowed me to capture some pretty decent sounds that I can use in the earlier pinball recreations that I've done. And here's a table that needs no introduction, the Twilight Zone. Languishing in the darkest corner of the factory. Because it's been repaired, that's why. What a great table this is. But again, having access to the real machine has allowed me to make the Future Pinball version so much better. This is a pretty fun table. Getaway. One of Steve Rich's tables, I believe. Very fast gameplay. Pretty much the same layout as High Speed, but it has this kick-ass turbocharger, which is fantastic and absolutely never gets old. I've got other tables just lying around that haven't been unpacked yet, just sort of hanging around, unplayed, unloved, upside down. And welcome back. This is my workstation. This is where I spend about 15 or 16 hours every day working, developing, designing, creating, imagineering, whatever you want to call it. So I just recently invested in a very comfortable chair. Apologies for the light. I do like it nice and dark in my little corner. This is a very cool chair. And it's got massage motors in it, so I can sort of switch it on and relax and get a free massage every time I go to work, which is pretty cool. Some toys, because I never grew up. I am a man-child. And this is a flyer that was signed by George Gomez to Russell. Flip out, George Gomez, when I met him at the UK Pinball Party. Okay. So like I said, this is where I spend most of my life at the moment. And just to give you an indication of where we are in the world, this is a map of the United Kingdom. Okay. And this is London. And if you just scoot along a little bit here, this here is where I am, where my finger is. Merthyr Tydfil in South Wales. Now what I'm doing is I'm updating all my tables now to the ultimate status. Ultimate graphics, ultimate sound, ultimate lighting, ultimate everything I can think of. Pretty much the last version of these tables that I can get. As good as I can get in Future Pinball. Unless somebody comes along and upgrades Future Pinball to Future Pinball 2. These are the best versions of the table I can get. And I am working on quite a few other upgrades. And they're all languishing here on my hard drive in the Ultra Pinball area. So I've got my Back to the Future original table. That's up to ultimate status now. I've just finished Bad Cats Ultimate. We have got Bride of Pinball Ultimate. I think I've already released that one. Bond 50 Ultimate. I've upgraded that. Nightmare on Elm Street Ultimate. High Speed Ultimate. Star Wars Ultimate. Star Wars Death Star Assault, which is a new upgrade to my Star Wars table Ultimate. Tiger Alpha Ultimate. The Addams Family Ultimate. Tron Legacy Ultimate. Spider-Man Ultimate. War of the Worlds Ultimate. Twilight Zone Ultimate. All these tables will be released in the next few weeks. And I'm also working on an Attack from Mars new mod called Attack from Mars Ultimate, which is going to have a very special and very unique movie mode. I'm working on that at the moment, and it's a very exciting table, one of my newest mods. There's a considerable amount of work that I'm doing at the moment in my own free time. Obviously, I'm spending all my time working on Full Throttle. I can't show you anything at Full Throttle. All I can show you is that there is a ton of work in this folder. All the sounds, all the music, the fantastic music soundtrack by Redline. But at the moment what I'm working on is I'm doing all the LCD graphics, which are all here. I can't show you too much of that, but I'm working on all the animations that will be on the LCD screen. And we've just come back from Oxford. We did a recording studio session, so got the actors in this recording booth and we did some great voices for the three main characters in the game, so it's all moving along swimmingly. Anyway, I think that's all there is to say. So it's Halloween, so here's a very close-up shot of Freddy Krueger.